guys, it's Georgia and Aaron, and we are here to talk all things Angel season 1, because we don't get a lot of time at the beginning and the end to talk about stuff. So this is just to have a little bit of a chat about the first season of the spin-off of Buffy, which, by the way, guys, we are returning to Buffy very soon for season 5.
Next.
Thank Giles that we listened to these guys and did it in this order. Do you remember when we were like being like, okay, so firstly, are we going to watch the spin-off? Are we going to watch it after we finished Buffy? Are we going to watch it Buffy, Angel, Buffy, Angel, Buffy, Angel, and not in the order that we're supposed to? It just really made it fun to like see the crossover as live. And sometimes they did mention things like, oh, when Buffy was in town or when Angel was in town, and we would have been like, oh, what? I want to see that. Because thinking about when we finished Buffy and then go back to Angel to see things like what was happening at this time, like in Buffy, like why has she come here, like we would have forgotten loads of things. So yeah, it's lucky that we did it that way, and thanks to you guys for telling us that in a way that didn't spoil a lot. Like if that was me, I would have been like, no guys, you have to watch it like this because they're gonna come here and they're gonna come here, and like, but you guys are really good at like not spoiling like that. So should we just say our favourite characters? TV shows that I watched, they always are good and they always do their main characters really well, so it's usually the way it is. But I mean,
so it's Angel.
Yeah, it's Angel. When we were watching Buffy, I was like, Angel's my favourite character in Buffy, and he's not even in Buffy anymore. Like, he has his flaws, don't get me wrong, he has flaws. The Angel that we're watching now is not a guy that would go after a 16-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like he would fight someone that's trying to do that now. It's like they've written him this way but kind of forgotten what they wrote him to do before. So I feel like you have to kind of forget sometimes when characters,
to be fair,
are like that to be able to enjoy the show. Otherwise, you know. So yeah, my favourite character is Angel. I just think he's so funny. And when he was in Buffy, like for most of Buffy, I found him boring. Him having his own show and then coming to Buffy, it's really like he's got much more sassy and confident. And I think it is down to the experiences that have happened in between. Like, he used to be very like, I'm guilty, I deserve this, everything's shit, the way people treat me, I deserve it. And I just kind of found him a bit like, okay, we get it. But now it's kind of like, no, do you know what? I'm repenting, and I have been.
I think having his own show, they've been able to have the freedom to give him personality.
Do you prefer the dynamic of Buffy group or the dynamic of Angel group?
Angel group, the whole Buffy thing's just falling apart. It's such a weird group. It
was like, I know, but it works so well. And Buffy at the beginning used to be like that. They used to love each other. And they did have that moment at the end of season 4 where they were like, Buffy was like, I want us to be close again. You know, friendships go through that, especially going through college. There's just been like arguments lately, but they did kind of sort it out. And I think maybe we need to go back to Buffy to like appreciate that they did sort it out. But right now, that's the vibe that's in my mind. Whereas this trio have always kind of been there for each other, and they haven't, but it's only season 1. They haven't had those drama yet. So maybe they will. Maybe there'll be stuff that comes between them.
What I think it is with the Buffy group is Giles is not there.
Yeah.
When Giles had his library, and that's where they would always congregate, and everything would start from there.
I hope that comes back in season 5.
Then it came, you know, they were close. And now, obviously, the school got destroyed. Giles isn't there. They don't see him half the time, and then they're not close. Like, because he was sort of he was neutral. He was Switzerland in the whole thing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know my favourite character? Kate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kate, I think.
I mean, she wasn't going to be mine, but
a lot more of her.
She definitely needs to be in it more.
But Spike is in there as well.
Yeah, sometimes.
And do you know, can we give a special shout out to Kate's dad, because I think he was quite a noble man, police officer, and he was doing all that dodgy shit to try and save as much money up for her to be able to just let her have any life she wants. Quite a noble thing that they just barely brushed over.
R.I.P. Kate's dad.
R.I.P. And at the same time, Kate and Angel's relationship.
Okay, we got a couple of questions. Yeah, you like them?
Yeah, I want them to be together.
Yeah, me too.
She lost her dad, and she's having to learn about all these demons at the same time, and that's a major thing. I think Kate is doing pretty damn well.
Yeah. Russell asked,
hi Russell.
For Angel season 2, what do you think the purpose of Darla being brought back, and what role will she play?
Oh God, Darla.
I was thinking about this yesterday.
She's got to be trying to get rid of Angel's soul again, surely.
Angel's soul?
She turned him the first time, didn't she? She was the reason he became a vampire, right?
She turned him into a vampire, yes.
Yeah, I don't mean gave him his soul.
Took his soul away. Yeah.
She turned into a vampire, and
his original form. Yeah.
I think they'll want her to do that again.
Interesting.
Or if they don't know that she did that, that might be her own personal mission.
I was thinking about this, and obviously, I think, the lawyers think that she's going to be they've done their research. They think she's the only one that can bring Angel down. They probably think, she made him. She's got to be the one to take him away because they need rid of him because he's like interfering with all their cases and all their, money making schemes. But what if it doesn't go in their favour? What if when we saw her in that box, she looked scared. She was different. When Angel came back, like you said, from hell, he was different. What if she kind of is like the only face she remembers is Angel? What if she like doesn't remember anything? What if she doesn't go the way they want her to go and she starts to like become a love interest for Angel again? Just thinking it would be funny if it didn't go the way the lawyers wanted it to go.
Well, it probably won't. What I'm wondering is, surely if they know about Darla, they know about Angelus, right? Are they just trying to bring Angelus back? She died, right?
Yes. We got that wrong. It was actually Angel who dusted her. Who did we say dusted her? I think I said Buffy dusted her. But these guys were like, no, remember Angel did.
Right.
She was about to kill Buffy and Angel came up behind and was like, Ch-ch-ch.
Oh, nice.
So Angel did kill her. So unless she remembers that.
No, she probably wouldn't know
Yeah, she
because
wouldn't know who did
he was
it.
behind
Yeah.
her.
And then that could be interesting if she found that out halfway through.
Well, he just turns around like, why are
So,
you here? I already killed you. She's like, you what?
In terms of her role, I think it's clear what her role is supposed to be. What it will be. Russell also asked, and what about Lindsay? Do you think he will go good again? Or do you think he'll go full evil now he's lost his hand?
Yeah, I don't know, because Anakin lost his hand, but so did Luke. And that's really difficult to think. Like,
I like to think characters can redeem themselves and he'll come back, but I kind of think he's angry right now and he's going to go full evil. I think he's going to go try and prove to Angel how evil he can be, because right now he's tried and failed and embarrassed himself by trying to redeem himself. So I think now he's going to go like, we want to see how bad I can be, Angel? I'm going to kill Kate.
I think it's all going to depend on whether he keeps climbing the corporate ladder or not. Because if he doesn't, and they keep blocking him from being able to move up and become more powerful, then he'll turn
I think they
on them.
will. I can't see them allowing him after what he did. Keep him there, but they're not going to trust him fully with like the higher ups.
Like when he realises he's stuck where he is now, I bet he'll turn on Wolfram and Hart.
I felt really bad for that thing. The shaman, the thing that when a vampire walked on the premises, it was like, and it was just sitting there in a hood, and it just looked really sad. I was like, go back to it.
What about the gold people?
Yeah, I want to know what's behind there. I want to go there. I want to see the paradise that they keep, the oracles. Nithya asks what we think Angel's reaction to Darla being back will be. I didn't even think of that.
He'll just see her and be like, why are you?
He'll be like, at first he'll be like, really? Okay. And then he'll be like, right, I gotta kill you.
I can't imagine he'll even know she's back for like 5 episodes.
Yeah, and then maybe there'll be things that she...
6 is when they meet again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe it'll be like she leaves a calling card sort of thing, and he'll be like, wait, there's only one person
This
I really...
seems similar.
Yeah, like don't do this, and Wesley's like, who? And he's like, Darla. But he has just got to a point where he seems different. Like, he seems like, I'm meant to be here. He seems a bit happier without being too happy. He seems like, content. And then she's gonna come in for a spanner in the works. Like, you're reminding me of my past that I don't want to be reminded of. That is what her thing is. That's what her role is to remind Angel. He's just getting over it. I deserve to be here. This is my prophecy. I'm meant to be here. And then she's gonna come and be like, remember what we did together. Remember the children that we killed. Like, and they're all gonna be like, what the fuck? Nithya also asks, what do we think of Alexis Denisov's English accent? Wesley's not actually British.
Oh, yeah. Listen to it.
I didn't know this.
Do we sound that posh?
Yeah, but some people are.
Never met anyone that sounds that posh.
Well, I'm gonna say much better.
It's better than Angel's Irish.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Angel's Irish was quite good. But obviously it was funny.
It was very...
I just think accents are really hard to do, so I'm really impressed when people can do them. English people can do American accent. American people... I don't know many American people that can do a good English accent like that.
But it always ends up posh.
Yeah, it does.
Which is fine for Wesley because he's part of the Order and all that stuff.
But Spike has it down, the Cockney.
Yeah, but I'd only give it like a 7.
Sorry, yeah, she did. She asked, is it better than Spike's, not Angel's, sorry.
Oh, Spike's.
She asked, is it better than Spike's English accent? Is it better than Spike's? That was actually the question.
I'm going to say No. Apart from Spike's is more believable because it is
yeah,
pretty common
the type of his
voice.
accent.
Felix's accent is very consistent.
Yeah.
Impressively consistent.
Yeah.
Whereas Angel's Irish was all over
We're not
the
talking
place.
about that.
So
We're not supposed to talk about
Angel might have had one good line in
Yeah.
Irish, but the rest was...
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to bring the Irish up, guys. That was not part of the question. But
Irish.
no, sorry. I think Wesley's... I know when people do that posh English accent, anyone else does it, it annoys me because it's like there's not many people that actually are that posh. But I think it suits Wesley's character to a T. If it's going to be a guy that is actually that posh, it's Wesley.
I mean,
so that
yeah,
suits his character.
Because of the order and who they are.
But he does it so well, and I think his accent, I didn't know this whole time he wasn't. Whereas Spike, if I didn't know him, I'd still be like, when Americans try to do Cockney English, whatever, you can usually tell.
Yeah,
Especially because the things he said are cringe, and obviously you know it's written by Americans, so, you know, it's not going to be 100%, but like, the things he says that sometimes we're like, hey, we don't actually say that. But Spike's is actually good. I think Wesley's is better. I did not know he was American. Like, his pronunciation is so, for a real posh person, I think it's so good.
Fair enough.
So I'm shocked that he's not actually from Britain, and I'm sad.
Do you know why I think it's harder for Americans to do an English accent than it is for British people to do an American?
It's because of the way their speech is, no?
Oh, I think it's simply because every single thing we see is American.
That's so
we
true.
hear American accents non-stop.
Our childhood
radio,
Disney
TV,
Channel, you know, Nickelodeon.
Friends,
When
Fresh
I
Prince.
did when I did the table
Buffy
read,
was on TV
Yeah.
for years.
when I did the table read on Why So Awkward's channel, and I was Darla, we did the whole episode, and then at the end of the episode when I spoke, lots of comments were just like, George is British, what the hell? Like, people that didn't know me or know our channel was like, what? I mean,
Yeah.
I think I'm very bad at accents, and I managed to pull that off with some people not knowing.
I can't for the life of me do an American accent.
You can do every other accent that
I do
exists,
so
though.
many accents, but not American.
Yeah. Do Australian. Australian's the hardest one, guys, isn't it? We're going to talk faith for the next two questions. So this is interesting. I want to read this whole question out because I didn't even think of this. But I do have an answer for it, I think. But you guys might want to discuss this in the comments because I think this is a good question and I want to know you guys' opinions on it.
Whose question is this?
Shadow Dog Production asks, when Angel was dealing with Faith, someone he knows has done a lot of horrible crap, he bent over backwards every step of the way trying to help her. She didn't even ask for help at the start and he still did everything he could to help her. But when Lindsay literally comes to Angel for help, it's a sarcastic pretending to fall asleep. Sorry, I almost nodded off. Can you get to this part where you're evil? So, did Angel read the script for both characters so that he knew Faith was worth his time but knew that Lindsay would ultimately change his mind? Why the double standard for two people in similar situations who had done bad things? This has always bothered me, so just curious if you have any thoughts. Very good question.
I have thoughts.
I have thoughts. My only thought, that the only way I can see that logically is that the Faith thing happened first, the Lindsay thing happened after. The trauma that came from the Faith situation, Buffy getting involved, like, maybe he was just like, I'm done with helping people at this point. Like, because after Lindsay came along, then he found out about the prophecy and all that. So maybe, and then now he's gone like, okay, like, we can do this. But in that moment, I think after the Faith thing, it was quite depressing when she went to jail and, like, maybe he was just like, I don't know. I don't want to get involved. But it is true about the whole lost lamb thing with Faith, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I'm bored. Like, I'm bored of you. Like, but anyway, what's your thoughts on it?
Angel knew Faith when she was good. He never knew Lindsay when he was good. Lindsay has chosen to be in this life to make money. Mm-hmm. Faith was corrupted into it by the mayor, who was a father figure to her when she never had one. Angel knew her when she wanted to be good and tried to, you know, bring that back. She is still only, what, 17, 18, Faith?
I think she is.
Maybe she's a little bit older, but she is young.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay's in his 30s, right?
Maybe
around 30. If we go off the kids in that gang, he's about 65. And that is how I see it. I see it as Angel was like, I knew this girl as a semi-good person.
When she first did it, I did think she was a bit troublesome. I didn't think she was evil.
Yeah,
but I did think she wasn't, because when we first met her, she started telling stories about what she'd been doing, and it was a bit like, okay, that's not really what Slayers is about. Like, she was using it for strange things.
trigger happy with the
Yeah.
whole thing. I
Yes.
think, yeah, she was trigger happy. But do you know what? At the same time, she's coming in telling these stories because she's gone, fucking hell, Buffy's awesome. And then she's trying to impress.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, actually, I'm impressed.
Which we didn't
too.
know until later on. We found out she always wanted to be their friends.
Yeah. So
But,
I
yeah.
think Angel knew that and was like, maybe I can bring the good back. And he knows, being a good guy himself, a second Slayer is a great thing. Imagine you got Angel, Faith, and Buffy all fighting evil in a similar part of the world. You're locking that shit down.
And maybe he had a soft spot for her because she was a Slayer and because he also knew another Slayer that he had a big soft spot for.
He does have a soul after all.
Yeah.
And he knows that Faith is still in there somewhere. She turned herself in, didn't she?
She did. And whereas Lindsay was kind of a prick. Like from the get-go. They were butting heads. Like he was always... Whereas even when Faith and Angel were fighting, he was like, go on then, fight me. Like, I can see through you. Everyone could see through Faith. At this point, when she was an Angel, everyone was seeing through her. Like, she was this scared girl that had lost her father figure and that she was still having trauma from that guy she accidentally killed.
Yeah.
So clearly she wasn't that bad from the get-go because she was so traumatised by that event. She was still replaying it in her mind. Like, and then she just... But, Faith also annoyed me. And that scene with Angel and Lindsay did irritate me a little bit because I was like, okay, but we know Angel's going to help you, like, because that's just who Angel is. You don't need to put on this whole act. Like, it was funny, and Lindsay did deserve it, but because he'd got guilty people off. Because even like now, I can't see him. If they wanted to kill another 3 kids tomorrow, I can't see him going back to Angel. Like,
No.
like because now he's lost his hand. Does that just mean he's full evil now? It must be because I can't see him going back to try again if they one day cross his line that he had.
That's how I see it.
The thing is though, at the time when looking at... That's a good question. When looking at both of those scenes where Faith didn't want help but Angel was trying to give it, Lindsay was asking for it and Angel didn't want to give it. Looking at both of them, I felt more like Lindsay was more able to change than Faith was at those times. Before knowing what Lindsay was going to do after that. But Faith, I was always like, yes, she's been through a lot. She deserves the chance, but I don't trust her because of how unstable she is. Not that it's her fault, but I wouldn't trust her to do what Lindsay did. Basically, I was assuming she was going to go down that road. Whereas Lindsay, I thought, okay, he's had his fun, like he always is a lawyer. And maybe this is really a line that he just doesn't want to cross, and then come to the other side. But then it's like, no, he really was all about money. His sob story about being poor and being embarrassed of his dad, like, okay.
Be a lawyer anywhere else.
Yeah.
You're still past the bar. You've done
Leave the
LSATs,
country, like, I feel
you've
that's
gone
scary. So
honestly,
good question though, love that question.
It was a great question.
Definitely a discussion, and I want to know you guys' thoughts because there's probably stuff that we haven't thought of. Like, that question itself, didn't think of the comparison there between Faith, and Faith gets brought up a lot still. Again, the last question we have from you guys is, did you guys ever think Faith would surrender herself and go to prison? No. Do you know why though?
I thought she'd go down swinging. I thought she'd die.
Yeah, I thought she would rather die than have to sit with herself and be in that torment. I thought there's no way. She knows what prison is. It's a place she's going to have to sit and deal with it. I thought Faith isn't like that. She doesn't want to talk about things. She's not the type of girl to go to therapy. She's the type to laugh at you for going to therapy. Like, she would want to just die. Like, she wouldn't want to feel it. Like, she'd just be like, I know what I've done and I deserve to die. Because she was saying that, so I thought that was what was going to happen. I thought she was going to sacrifice herself. 100% until the last scene she was in, I thought. But I just didn't expect her to sacrifice herself in that way. So it was a good shock. It was a good end to that episode where she did surrender, because it was like, wasn't expecting that. Oh, even in a way it was more sad. But I was really expecting her to die then for Buffy and for Angel. Like, all the mess that she's caused and they have to keep cleaning it up. I thought she'd just be like, let me end my life.
She knows that she's done wrong. You would never get Lindsay going, arrest me. At best, Lindsay might try and get himself a plea deal where he doesn't go to prison for giving up information on people, so they do.
Yeah.
That is, he would still do something.
But the thing is, what you're saying about the police and the FBI, and why doesn't he go to them? They might be under their control. Like, he's so scared of Wolfram and Hart, and Wolfram and Hart seem to have control over things.
Wolfram and Hart are the two senior partners.
Yeah.
They're the named partners.
Oh, wonder if we'll ever meet them.
They might be dead, to be fair.
They might be monsters themselves.
Yeah.
There might be a wolf and a...
Hot.
something.
I don't like Faith. I feel like she was just...
She's a discussion though, like...
Yeah, I mean, she was a great character, but I never liked her.
Mm. Yeah, but you don't like
many
people.
Which is good. Which means she's doing a good job.
Yeah.
You know, if you feel a strong way about a character, you know the actress or actor is doing a good job. And she is. Did 20 years ago. But it does give me hope that, you know, a couple of years maybe she might be a bit...
That's what I mean. Useful. Are they just keeping her around for when they want to think of a plot to do with her and they bring her back out again? Because they put her in the coma. They didn't kill her. They put her in that coma to...
That was biding time.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was biding time or if it really was like, we know exactly when she's going to come out and what she's going to do. Faith, I think her being in prison is more likely to come back than I ever thought she would be in a coma.
Yeah.
I think...
I honestly thought someone would kill her while she was in the coma.
I think someone will kill her while she's in prison. I think that's why Lindsay... You'd never see Lindsay go to jail because he's a sitting duck.
If that... They do find that she is in real grave danger in prison... Like, things being sent, she contacts Angel for help and he has to contact Lindsay to represent her, to get her out.
Let's try to think of that. We have a character in prison and a character, a lawyer that we know. But
and
they
someone
can't...
who wants to try and be good for all around.
Who?
Angel.
But now Lindsay's lost his hand because of Angel. That must be a sore spot, literally and physically and emotionally.
Yeah, but he did try and stab Angel, so
he deserved it. But, like, I think I can see Lindsay being like,
guy.
You piece of, like, fully hating him now.
You dead.
Especially after Angel left saying that line, don't believe everything you're foretold. Like, oh, like, I can imagine Lindsay being like, I want to kill this guy. The funniest part of that episode was when he sat there and watched. He was knocked out for most of it, but he did see Angel kill that demon that they brought up from hell, and then immediately got up to, like, fight Angel after witnessing that, as if, like, he didn't just watch Angel brutally murder this monster. Like, you think, Lindsay, now you think you're gonna be able to?
Do you know what? That was desperation.
Yeah.
That
desperate
was
for
the
what?
bosses are looking,
Yeah.
and he needs to try and prove himself in.
I think they'd left at that point, like.
But it doesn't mean they won't see.
He doesn't know who he is. He's going through the phase that Angel was going through before, of like, I don't know who I am, what I'm supposed to do, what side I'm supposed to be on. And so he's going the full evil route, but they're just on opposite, you know, like ends of the spectrum.
Which I guess is like Faith.
Yeah, to be a slave, you just got to do it. You have no choice to, like, what if I don't want to? Like, Buffy's had that so many times, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But you have to, and when you have no choice, you're either going to suck it up or be like Faith, and it comes out like, oh, I'm just going to kill everyone then, because you want me to kill? Fine, I'll kill him. And they're kids too.
I don't see Faith killing anything that's non-demon ever again. After stabbing that dude, I don't imagine that anything that is human is going to be very difficult for her to kill.
True, I didn't think of that, yeah. Struggling to kill a human. If she ever comes back into it, there may come a moment where hopefully she would have had some happy times before this, because it's just sad with her, but, like, there'd come a moment where she'd have to kill human to save someone, or, like, to save herself even, and she just dropped the knife, like, I can't do it, like, kill me, I'm not killing another human and then going through what she just went through again. Like, say if it was Lindsay coming at her, like, and she's like, no. You know what I mean?
Another really random thought. No, I agree with what you're saying. Really random thought. Lindsay somehow turns himself into a demon. I just can imagine
He'd really be like, I don't know what to do. This is all I know to do.
Yeah, because he knows he's not strong enough. He's not big enough. He's not smart enough to fight in the demons world. Demon and Slayers world, because the Slayers are obviously very strong. Oh, that might be what he does. He might try and grow his hand back.
Hello, like...
Spider-Man. What?
We're sitting here saying he wants to be top, he wants more than what he's got, he's not going to get it from the higher-ups. He'll just open up the cage and get Darla to turn into a vampire. Like, everyone that's become a vampire has been like, this is great. Like, he's going to be like, I want that. I want to be... Remember that actress that wanted to be young forever? I think he's a loose cannon. I think he's just going to do what he thinks is going to get him to be the best because of his sob story. They've
written him so well. I think his sob story is made up.
But I don't know why he had that redeeming moment. I don't know why.
Well, for that one episode with the kids.
It seems out of character, like, for him to do that and then just immediately go back and be 10 times worse. Well, I hope we answered your questions satisfactorily, guys. Obviously, I can talk about these shows forever and ever. Probably, I could talk about Angel longer at the moment.
I never think I can until we get into it.
Yeah,
And I've
you
got
can't
ideas
stop.
and ideas
yeah,
and ideas.
exactly. It's when we start talking, then the ideas come off of each other and off of you guys and off of the questions. But it's really good questions. Not many, but good questions.
Do you have a favourite episode though?
Yeah, the finale, the one we just watched.
I really liked the one where the guy from the gang had to kill his sister.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Quite
That
liked
was a deep
That
one.
kind of stood out for me.
Yeah, I can understand why that stood out.
And honestly, when the Irish dude died as well, that was a good episode.
No, I can't talk about that episode.
That was a very good episode though.
No, it wasn't.
It was a great death scene as well.
It was, but the reason I liked that finale was because we had plot twists. We had Darla. We had Lindsay. we had the explosion. The freaking Angel's house. The office is gone.
God, yeah.
Like the whole
who was
thing
in
blew
there?
up. Cordelia almost dying. Wesley was
times.
in there. He
They were
almost
all
died.
in there, weren't they?
No, it was just Wesley. Cordelia was already in hospital at this point because she had that vision that was destroying her.
Oh, it just wouldn't.
Yeah,
stop.
that was the best. That was the kind of finale I like.
That
Kind of
was a
episode I
great
like.
finale.
It was like shock. Oh my god, what emotions?
If this isn't the best season of Angel, then we've got some great things to come.
And apparently it's the worst. So.
Yeah.
Like when I watched the Angel episode, you get really into each individual story. When you think about, because they don't interlink like the story, it's like nothing stands out.
Yeah, but you know what? I prefer the individual episodes.
I know you do.
When we're watching Buffy, and I'm like, well, let's just go and kill 30 vampires.
Yeah.
It's a great fight.
But you guys are kind of hinting that they do end up knowing what they're doing. The stories start to interlink because we've already had what we never had before in Buffy, which is the ending of a finale showing something that's coming for the next season, like a bad thing.
Oh yeah, because
Whereas Buffy's normally end happy and everyone's fine and
finales in Buffy are finales.
Yeah,
It's the penultimate episode where it really ends in Buffy.
Because you guys have said, it's because every season of Buffy they weren't sure if they were going to get renewed, so they used to end them as if they were the end. Whereas Angel, they knew they were going to have a few seasons at least. So yeah, it's all good. I'm excited, and I'm excited to get back into Buffy, and you guys probably are too. Ooh, we're going to Buffy, and we don't know the title, but it's a spoiler.
Oh.
The first episode of Buffy is a spoiler apparently. So
It's just Willow's death, that's the title. Willow and Xander die
that
in
must
a
mean a
fireball.
character. Like, remember how 5x5 was hidden? Because that was what
I would never have even got that. You would have.
I would have been like 5 by... No, I would have been like 5x5. Who says that?
Yeah. I mean, that's a
And
weird
then you would have been
thing.
like Faith.
I don't know.
Because you remember random stuff. But anyway, hopefully this wasn't too long because we only had like 5 questions once. We kind of do talk a lot. But hopefully it was interesting to you guys. Obviously Patreon, you'll probably get the full cut of this. So hopefully it's not too boring, too long. Feel free to just watch the YouTube version where I will chop. But yeah, Patreon will get every crazy thought that comes to our heads. So if you want to become a patron, click that link in the description. Get this Q&A in full and all the other episodes of Angel Season 1 that we have just spoken about in full as well for only £5 a month.
Plus tax and loads of Buffy.
Exactly. So
Loads of Buffy and all the future stuff.
yeah, and it really helps us. It really motivates. Every time I see that little new patron, I'm like, we gotta film, man. Like, it really motivates me. So, and thank you so much, YouTubers, for your questions. They were freaking amazing.
I think they were some of the best questions we've had.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And yeah, I'm so excited for the next season of Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and to watch them with you guys. So yeah, we'll see you then. Bye.